My name is Mark Warner. I'm with the Bullen companies as National Sales Manager, and some of you also know me as a Certified Master Trainer with the ISSA. So I do a lot of work with the ISSA as well as with Bullen. The big question of the day is, how do we make people safe? Healthy buildings, healthy people. A couple ideas on that. Number one is that it takes education. At the very beginning, it takes education. If you actually know what to look for in a product and its ingredients, you know how to read an SDS, you know how to read the instructions, the PPE required, you can get a really good take as to whether you're dealing with a product that's hazardous and toxic or a product that's safe. If you're not real good at that, there's an easy button. The easy button is to use a third-party certified program, which would have gone through the same process of trying to determine whether or not it's toxic or hazardous to humans or the environment. But beyond that, all they do is put their stamp of approval on it and you know that it's all done. But that's only half the equation, and that's the biggest thing I want to talk about, is that even if you have the world's best product, if you don't use it correctly, you may not be accomplishing what you thought. So we found that to be very true during COVID with disinfectants. The world's best disinfectant in the hands of somebody that did not know how to properly use it was not successful. There was not a disinfected surface that was left behind. So the bottom line is it takes a marriage of having the right products and understanding the right processes to make sure you're accomplishing what you set out to accomplish. So A, you need the right kind of products. B, you need the right kind of knowledge about how to go about using it. Good examples of that. Years ago, everything was dispensed with atomizing triggers. When you think about that, atomizing triggers might be taking any active agents that are in that product and putting it into the airspace. When you start to think of it that way, you wonder, well, do I need to wear more protection for what I'm breathing in? Or maybe there's other ways of dispensing products that might be safer. Things like foaming triggers and other processes where we might be using a maid's bucket and a cleaning cloth. All of those have the ability to reduce what might be happening from the standpoint of atomizing things that would go into the airspace and become something that we might breathe. So all of that ties in to the product. Know how to use it, how to dispense it. Beyond all that, some products have certain application requirements. Sometimes they require some dwell time, especially products that have been certified as green, non-toxic, non-hazardous, non-corrosive. The catch to that might be the instructions to use might require a little bit more time. Give it a little bit more time to do what it needs to do, and it will do it as thoroughly or better without having any harm to the environment. So in closing, I think the whole part of this, figure out how we come together. And we come together by getting engaged with firming up our education and our knowledge about the industry. All of us as a community can do that. All of us have done that historically in the past. When the green movement first started, a lot of companies got engaged with voluntarily making adjustments to their formula to make sure that they weren't toxic or hazardous. But it is that collaboration of companies and service providers and end users all collaborating together, getting more education on it. That's what tends to solve problems. Knowledge.